Mr. Justice Rohit Arya, the former Justice of Madhya Pradesh High Court, Dr. Dinesh Sharma, Dr. R.S. Tomar, the Vice Chancellor of Amity University Madhya Pradesh, Dr. M.P. Kaushik, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University and Dean Research, General Rajendra Kumar, the Head of Institution of Amity Law School, Brigadier Rajesh Gangele, the Chief Proctor and Director Hostels, the faculty members and all the students who are listening to me today. The topic, one nation, one election, is very apt and needs deliberation, particularly by the students of law and the students of media and journalism and mass communication. It is desirable to implement this in our country for a number of reasons, and the reasons for which it needs to be implemented far outweigh the reasons for which there are challenges. The first and the foremost is reduction of expenditure. On elections, so much of expenditure is incurred, so much of time is utilized, so all that will get reduced if the elections are held only once and simultaneously. The issues which are prevalent at that time at national level and at a state level will also get addressed at that particular point of time. But there are several challenges for implementation of this, which I am sure will be addressed in times to come and when the policy is finally implemented in the country. Now, some of the challenges probably, firstly, the Constitution itself will need to be amended to that extent that the state elections will be held, and the most difficult challenge which I think is when a state assembly gets dissolved because of either no confidence motion, which can happen and which has happened in our country a number of times, or president's rule has to be imposed in a state and the state assembly dissolved for some reason or the other on compelling grounds. And when the normalcy is restored, at that time there will be a need to hold elections. Do we wait for 5 years for the elections to be held in such a state? That is the challenge. Second challenge is that the state level problems are different than the national level problems. National level problems can be easily identified by the voters and then they can vote accordingly. But the state level problems in every state are different. In some states, language is a problem, right? It is happening in southern states. In some states, corruption is a problem. In some states, approaching the ministers and higher authorities is an issue. In some states, it's casteism, which is an issue. So there are state level issues which are quite different. The voter's mind will get divided and it will not be able to pay attention and not be able to discriminate between the national level issues and between the state level issues. So that is also a major challenge. The third challenge is that the regional parties which are there will not be able to come up. It will be very challenging for the regional parties to come up during an election when the national parties are there in the fray. So small regional parties may be having their own original intent also for the nation and for the state level, but it will be very challenging for them. And of course there are a number of other issues which are there. But today we have got a speaker on the subject who has been there, who knows the law very well, more than any one of us, who has been at the helm of affairs in the legal circles, and who now will be able to tell us how the one nation, one election will be implemented, what are the various possibilities of these challenges being resolved, and how the country will benefit from all of this. So without wasting much time, I'll give rest to my voice, and I wish you all the very best, and I request you to pay attention to each and every word that Mr. Justice Rohit Aryaji speaks, and then deliberate upon them, and then if need be, you can discuss that with in your classes, with your HOIs, with your HODs, and find solutions, because you as youth are the future of our country. You will lead the country tomorrow in another 5 to 7 or 10 years. You will be at the helm of affairs at times. So therefore, it is required that your ideas should be clear, your ideas should be original, and the fog which is existing must be removed. The cobwebs which are existing in our brains must be removed, and we must have a clear thought and a clear vision, which is the need of the country. So thank you very much, and Jai Hind.